A gas leak forced Manchester firefighters to temporarily evacuate the Mall of New Hampshire as it was opening this morning. Investigators say a mall employee reported the smell of gas as she was showing up for work. Firefighters evacuated the mall as a precaution. They discovered the source was a heating unit inside an empty store.
The odor actually dissipated throughout the other stores, so it was actually prevalent throughout the mall entrance at Red Robin and also 2 or 3 stores adjacent to that vacant store.
Firefighters turned off that heating unit and determined the mall was safe to reopen. No one was injured.
Manchester police have arrested this woman. They've been looking for her since October in connection with the sexual assault of a 14-year-old boy. 27-year-old Haley Kreisen was arrested after an anonymous tip led police to a home on Malvern Street yesterday. Authorities say she assaulted the boy multiple occasions between September and October of this year. She faces 5 counts of felonious sexual assault.
Still ahead, we continue to track the first major snowstorm of the season.
Plus, as we get hit here, a look at how the rest of the country is dealing with snow of their own. Several spinouts in the Midwest.
That snow will increase for some when the heaviest does fall, plus the hour-by-hour timeline for this storm.
And later on in sports, it's a Boston kind of Sunday. The Celts, Bruins, and Patriots all in action. Jamie has it covered for us.
We start you off with some live pictures from the gate city of Nashua. Oh, it looks like a wintry scene out there. Thankfully, this storm kind of held off until the tail end of the weekend. Still, of course, a major impact on travel for so many heading home. But just imagine if this 2-day storm were to hit, say, on Friday and Saturday and eating up the entire weekend. So It could have been worse. Right now, here we go. Snow is falling. Downtown Manchester, temperature at 28 degrees. The winds are out of the east-northeast. Of course, that's not only a moist air direction, but it's also a cold one, and that will lock in the low-level moisture for quite some time. Here are the winter weather advisories. Winter storm warning for all of southern New Hampshire right through Tuesday morning. Winter weather advisory, that means lower snow tallies expected Lakes region into the White Mountains and nothing far north, as the snow tallies will likely be under 3 or 4 inches between now and early on Tuesday. Temperatures in the 20s to around 30 will fall a few degrees overnight tonight. So while it will be a wet snow in far southern New Hampshire, it could border on fluffy at times the farther west you are in the Monadnock region and up into the Lakes region. Here we go with the shield of snow expanding to the north. Not all of what you see on the northern fringes of this storm yet reaching the ground, but it will in the coming hours, and snow-covered roads likely between now and 7 this evening, even as far north as the Lakes region and the White Mountains. A lot more moisture back to our south and west, and this fills in and increases the intensity of the snowfall, possibly to a rate of 2+ inches per hour for several hours late evening and part of the overnight. But it doesn't end there. Take a look at the upper level storm way back south of Chicago. It will take until Tuesday morning to slowly wobble through here, so the snow will begin to fall at varying intensities starting tomorrow morning after an intense burst in the coming hours. Notice this deep blue. That's where the snowfall rates are well over 1 inch per hour, and it lifts right into the entire part of southern New Hampshire from mid-evening through about 1, 2, 3 a.m. Notice very little, if any, in far northern parts of the state. For the morning commute tomorrow, I think the road crews will be able to stay ahead of the snowfall, but that's after over a half a foot has fallen in many parts of southern New Hampshire. Then bands of snow fill right back in Monday afternoon, Monday night, and even into early Tuesday as the storm begins to crank up, intensify, and slowly pull away, but not until the snow falls right through the entire morning, especially in central and eastern New Hampshire, along with some gusty winds. We could actually see borderline blizzard conditions near the coast tomorrow night and early on Tuesday. This is the snowfall just by the morning commute on Monday. This area in purple is anywhere from 4 to 8 inches, some spots a little bit higher. Again, that's just over the next 12 to 14, 15 hours or so. Total for the entire storm, 10 to 18 Concord Point south. Much lower snowfall tallies to the north. Again, a long duration event, one major burst of snow between now and the pre-dawn hours of tomorrow morning, and then another one later tomorrow into early on Tuesday. Finally pulls away later Tuesday. We'll have blowing and drifting snow with some gusty winds right through the evening. And then once we get into Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, even the upcoming weekend, much quieter. Few flurries up north, but nothing like what we're going to see over the next 36 to 40 hours. It's very rare to get a storm like this, not only kick in with a foot and a half in spots, but to last so long. So a lot of patience needed out of this one.
Oh, yeah. This
In the
is a
Weather
big
Center
event.
and out here and on the roads.
Well, you're doing a great job, Mike.
Yeah, so
Well,
far
we'll see
so
where
good.
we go.
Thanks so much.
And as this storm rolls through, crews will be out in full force to ensure the safety across everyone in the state.
Director of New Hampshire Homeland Security and Emergency Management, Jennifer Harper, joining us now on the phone with more on the preparations. And Jennifer, what's priority number 1 right now for you all?
Good afternoon. Priority number 1 for us is making sure that everyone is prepared, making sure that they pay attention to the weather. As you just heard, it's going to be a 36 to 48-hour storm, so we want to make sure that everybody's prepared. They can visit readynh.gov, learn how to make an emergency kit, have a plan, and stay informed. So I think the biggest thing is that this is the first significant snowfall south of the mountains. And I'd say that if folks could stay off the road and only travel as absolutely necessary, that gives opportunity for DOT and the local road crews to get out there and clear the roadways. If you have to travel, make sure you clear the ice and the snow off your car so that state police or local cops don't stop you. Slow down, move over for emergency vehicles, don't crowd the plows, and take your time. I think those are the biggest things.
Jennifer, we know this is a long storm, and it's unusual in that sense. Does that long duration of a snowstorm change your approach in any way?
So our approach today, actually, the governor called agency heads together this afternoon to ensure preparedness and uninterrupted state services for travelers and residents for the duration of the storm. So all state agencies are working together to make sure that we are prepared, that residents don't see interruptions in services, whichever they may need to take advantage of tomorrow. But definitely the 36 to 48-hour storm is something that we're going to keep our eyes on and be prepared and let you all know what's going on.
We have about 15 seconds left. Jennifer, is there an area you all are focused on right now in particular?
So as it is a south of the mountain storm, so nothing that we can't handle that we're not used to, just the first significant snowfall, so we're being a little more cautious. That's all.
Jennifer Harper, Director of New Hampshire Homeland Security and Emergency Management, we thank you very much for your time tonight.
And as we prepare for a large amount of snow, others across the country are getting hit as well. Take a look at this video from South Dakota, where plows and shovels are already all out in full force there. The heavy snowfall making for some tricky driving conditions there. This is video from Minnesota, where it's looking pretty similar. Crews there already responding to multiple spinouts, as you can see. Our team coverage of this storm has just begun. You can stay with us for more live updates coming up in the next half hour.
Switching gears now, 11 people are hurt tonight after a shooting in New Orleans. It happened this morning at the edge of the city's famed French Quarter. Police say a person of interest is in custody, but no arrests have been made. 2 of the victims are listed in critical condition. Tomorrow, the United States Supreme Court will hear arguments on gun rights for the first time in nearly a decade. Justices will hear arguments that stem from a New York City rule that set restrictions on transporting legally owned guns, even though the law was repealed back in July. Some are now arguing that under the Second Amendment, gun rights should extend beyond the home. Gun control advocates disagree.
The House Intelligence Committee is set to review and release its report on the impeachment inquiry into President Trump. The judiciary will begin its hearings on Wednesday. ABC's Rachel Scott has the details.
As lawmakers prepare to enter the next phase of the impeachment investigation, members of the House Intelligence Committee will have 24 hours to review the report detailing its findings on President Trump's dealings with Ukraine. Committee Chairman Adam Schiff has set a Tuesday meeting to approve the release of that report, which will then be forwarded to the House Judiciary Committee for consideration of articles of impeachment against the president.
The prosecutors here are, in effect, the House Judiciary Committee, where they have to decide what charges are appropriate to move forward.
The House Judiciary Committee will hold its first public hearing on Wednesday. Committee Chairman Jerry Nadler has given the president until Friday to decide if he would like to take advantage of due process protections afforded to him, including the right to request witness testimony and cross-examine witnesses called by the House Judiciary Committee. House Judiciary Committee ranking Republican Doug Collins was asked if Republicans will call witnesses.
First and foremost, the first person who needs to testify is Adam Schiff.
It's unclear whether the president and his legal team will participate.
I can also understand how he is upset at the illegitimate process that we saw unfold in the Intelligence Committee. The big question is going to be whether Jerry Nadler continues that into the Judiciary Committee's hearings.
Congresswoman Val Demings, a member of both the House Intelligence and Judiciary Committees, says she hopes the president and his legal team do participate in the process.
If he has not done anything wrong, we're certainly anxious to hear his explanation of that.
President Trump continues to call the impeachment inquiry a politically motivated witch hunt. The president is heading back to Washington this evening, and tomorrow he heads to London for a NATO summit. Rachel Scott, ABC News, West Palm Beach, Florida.
Well, if you're going to be stuck inside during the storm, at least there's a lot to watch today.
Plenty to watch out there.
Jamie, a busy day in sports.
Yeah, we love it, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's Bruins and Patriots tonight. We'll preview that Big Pats game in Houston tonight. Also keeping an eye on the Celtics. All that's coming up.
Now, Jamie Staten and News 9 Sports.
Hi, everybody. Jason is off tonight. What a great Sunday night matchup this will be with a snowstorm kicking up. Patriots will heat things up. An excellent game at the Houston Texans. Potential playoff type preview. This is an 8:20 kickoff. And speaking of kickoffs, that's something we got to talk about, and kicking game, especially for the Patriots. They've certainly helped the Patriots win 6 Super Bowls. All pro kickers Adam Vinatieri, Stephen Gostkowski delivering time and time again, starting with that first Super Bowl win over the Rams and the last Super Bowl win over the Rams this year. But now the Patriots unveil another kicker tonight, their 4th of the year, Kai Forbath. Bill Belichick, well, special teams has always been a strong point for this team until this year.
You know, we've been fortunate. We've had a lot of continuity through the years where we've been able to keep a snapper, holder, and kicker together for, multiple years at a time rather than, switching them out every year back and forth. Now we've had some transition. I'm not saying that, but, we've had, sustained periods of, 4 or 5 years where there hasn't been a lot of change. So unfortunately there has been this year.
All right, so now the Kai Forbath era begins. The UCLA product will be playing for his 7th NFL team. Celts on the court against the Knicks right now. They are in for a tough one, this Boston team today. First quarter, Brad Wanamaker will drain a 3 for Boston from the corner. That tied the game at 24-24, but the Knicks answered on their trip up the floor with Damon Dotson hitting a 3. Marcus Smart went out in the second half after taking a shot to the abdomen. That's a big loss for the Celtics, and right now they are down 85-81, just starting the 4th quarter. And also tonight, the Bruins are in action. They host the Montreal Canadiens. That's a team the Bees defeated 8-1 earlier this week. That's sports.
Has a busy day in sports right there,
Lot
Jamie.
going on.
Thanks so much. Well, drivers being asked to stay off the roads.
Ahead at 5:30, some pointers from AAA in case you need to do some driving during the storm today or tomorrow. Tips to ensure your safety.
Plus, some major deals expected ahead of Cyber Monday tomorrow. Also coming up, the big retailers to watch out for.
Snow will only increase in intensity over parts of New Hampshire in the coming hours, and this is just the beginning of a long-lasting storm. How much snow to expect when it's all done?
As New Hampshire gets hit with snow, the impact the storm is having across New England. A live update from Logan International Airport.
One New Hampshire community now in the holiday spirit. The sights and sounds from Salem's annual holiday parade.
Plus, masterpieces by one local created nearly 8 decades ago. A representation of the Granite State now in Washington, D.C.
2 murals by a guy from Keene, New Hampshire. I just love that.
No one covers New Hampshire like we do. WMUR News 9 at 5:30 starts now.
Most of New Hampshire is now under a winter storm warning as much of the state sees its first major snowfall of the season. There's a live look in Peterborough and Manchester tonight. It is just beginning. Thanks for staying with us. I'm Mike Cronin.
And I'm Charisse LeClaire. Now, when all is said and done here, it's possible some areas may see well over a foot of snow as this slow-moving system creeps on through.
And for more on the snow amounts, let's begin with Chief Meteorologist Mike Haddad, who's tracking it all.
Mike and Charisse, how appropriate. The meteorological winter actually begins on December 1st, even though technically winter does begin in about 3 weeks from now. So why not kick it off with quite a snowfall? But this will be not a one-size-fits-all event, and here's the reason why. While the heavy band of snow is advancing quickly to the north, it will kind of hit a wall over the northern White Mountains and the Great North Woods. So while you may see a little bit of snow in that part of the state, the heaviest will clearly be in central and southern zones. Notice upper-level energy rotating slowly back with rain and mixed showers around Cincinnati back through Chicagoland. Well, that's going to take at least 36 hours to move slowly in our direction. The first blitz of moderate to heavy snow begins to fall from now right through midnight, 1, 2, 3 a.m. Notice those deep shades of blue there indicating snowfall rates just south of Concord at about, say, midnight, 1 a.m. of possibly over 2 inches per hour. Then it begins to break apart for the Monday morning commute. By the time all is said and done, it looks like a general 10 to 18-inch snowfall from Concord south, 6 to 10 up into the Lakes region, and much lower amounts far to the north. And yes, there could be a few spots a bit higher, especially in the eastern part of the Monadnock region. We'll break down the hour-by-hour timeline of this storm in a bit.
And as Mike just said, the Monadnock region expected to see some of the highest snow totals with this storm. And as you can see, the snow is already starting to come down. Time to check back in with Tim Callery, who's out there right now. Hi, Tim.
Hey, we're still here and the snow is still coming down. As Mike said, this is only just the beginning. This is what we're dealing with right now here in Peterborough. You can see, we don't have a lot of snow coming down and it's pretty light and fluffy, but it is definitely building up. As we've been here for about 2 hours now, we've seen the snow cover the roads, and this is what it's like here on the roads. This is a live look at the intersection of Route 202 and 101. You can see the snow is caked there on the roadways. Cars are getting by, but we did see some folks having some trouble as there are some slick conditions out there. We started making our way here from Manchester down 101 around 3 o'clock-ish, and then right around 3:30, 3:40 as we approached Peterborough. That's when we started to see the first flakes of this storm, but I did speak with some WMUR viewers out in Keene, and they said the snow was coming down around 3 o'clock in their neck of the woods. So right now the snow is here in this region, and as you said, this part of the state is expected to see some of the highest snow totals with this storm. We have seen a number of private and state plow crews out and about just trying to keep up with what's coming down right now. I actually spoke with one gentleman who was behind the plow. He just moved here from Florida. So this is going to be an interesting night for him. He says he's very excited to experience his first snowstorm. But again, those guys and gals will be out working all night long to try to keep up with all this snow. So if you are out and about, if you have to head to work early in the morning, just keep it slow out there, and keep in mind those guys will be out working throughout the night. As they say, don't crowd the plow. We're live here in Peterborough. I'm Tim Callery, WMUR News 9.
All right, Tim, thanks so much. And although it's not recommended if you do need to drive during the storm, AAA has some tips to ensure safety while you're out on the roads. First, accelerate and decelerate slowly to prevent spinouts. Secondly, increase the distance between you and the car in front of you to allow for more time to brake. And lastly, do not stop if you can avoid it, as stopping during a storm can be very dangerous.
Something else to consider as the snow falls tonight, keep hydrants clear. Firefighters say that shoveling out hydrants in case of emergencies could mean the difference between life and death. If you're using a generator, firefighters say to keep them away from decks and porches, which can easily catch fire, and keep all vents clear of drifting snow. Crews are warning people of the dangers of carbon monoxide, which can be deadly while re-entering homes. And as the storm moves through, we want to see your snowy photos. You can share them with us by uploading them to the Local New Hampshire group on the WMUR Facebook page. And let's have some fun with this. We'd like to show them both on air and online as our team coverage of the storm continues.
Well, the weather was just fine this afternoon for the Salem Holiday Parade. The annual event got underway before any flakes started flying in town. It's run by volunteers and funded by local businesses and donors. This year's theme was Ugly Sweater Christmas Party.
They got a lot of the bands. They usually have the guys running around in the small little vehicles. The kids love it. The police, fire department with their engines, even the DPW cleaned up their trucks, getting ready for tonight and tomorrow.
I heard they give out free candy at this parade, too.
I know. They do that at every parade.
Free candy, that's very important. This was the 48th year of the Salem tradition. Looks like a lot of fun out there today.
It always is. It's always very impressive there in Salem.
Great day.
The holiday deals aren't over just yet.
Next at 5:30, the bargains to watch for ahead of tomorrow's Cyber Monday. This year's big retailers.
A snowy stretch does mean snow at varying intensities right through not Monday morning, but Tuesday morning. The hour-by-hour timeline coming up.
Welcome back. We aren't the only ones feeling the impact of this storm tonight.
Let's check in with how things are shaping up to our south. WMUR's Karen Anderson has an update from outside Logan International Airport in Boston tonight.
Here we go again.
Jerry Breen is getting an unwanted extended layover here in Boston, trying to get to Milwaukee from Cork, Ireland, now dealing with one of the dozens of canceled flights at Logan. Do you get this kind of weather in Cork?
No, if we got 2 inches of snow, it would shut down.
Most flights here are able to get in and out. The dozens of delays and cancellations are largely a result of winter weather in the Midwest and New York. Connor Ghazala is flying back to Duke just in time. How do you feel to be flying back to warmer weather?
Definitely excited for it.
More than 60 plows are on standby at Logan. These triplets from Palm Beach wish they could see them in action. They're flying out just before the storm is scheduled to roll in. How do you feel to be missing the snow?
I'm sad because we never really see snow. We saw when we were babies, but that's it.
While Boston may be spared the bulk of the snow, Logan is pre-treating the runways here in case any freezing rain comes this way. At Logan, Karen Anderson, WMUR News 9.
'Tis the season for shopping, and the Better Business Bureau has some security tips ahead of Cyber Monday. Watch out for false advertising. Keep an eye on the web address on your browser. Scammers like to create lookalike websites. Make sure your antivirus software is updated. Price check before you buy and use your credit card. That way, if any weird charges come up later, you can dispute them. Did you start your shopping yet, Charisse?
Not quite yet.
Yeah.
Cyber Monday's a good day to start, though, I think.
Or December 24th.
December 24th.
Yeah,
we'll
that's
see
all
how
good.
it goes.
They're pinned to the walls of the New Hampshire State House.
Coming up next at 5:30, the story behind these historic murals, how they've managed to last decades later.
Plus, we're tracking a major winter storm as it makes its way across New Hampshire. The latest on its path coming up.
So many kids and so many teachers going to get an extended break here around this Thanksgiving holiday. And here's a live scene out in Peterborough where the snow is flying. The roads are snow covered and it is slick out there. This is the first driving test for many on these type of conditions. So you really have to take it slow out there. Give yourself extra time if you're traveling between now and not only tomorrow, but right through Tuesday, as this storm will stick around for quite some time. Here's the scene out in the Monadnock region as well in Dublin, not too far away. And we do see the snow at a pretty good intensity there. Visibility cut down a bit. Right now in the Queen City, snow is beginning to cover the roadways. Started to fall about an hour ago, and those snowfall rates will only increase from here through the overnight hours tonight. 28-degree temperature here in Manchester, dew point 23. The winds out of the east-northeast at 7. And those winds will increase at times tomorrow into Tuesday. So we could see blowing and drifting snow. And even though we just have winter storm warnings up for southern New Hampshire, there is a slight chance it could border on blizzard-like conditions near the coastline later tomorrow or tomorrow night into early on Tuesday. So we'll keep close tabs on that. Farther to the north, snowfall rates much lower, and therefore down to just a winter weather advisory and no advisory in far northern parts of the state. Temperatures in the 20s, falling a little bit overnight tonight. It should be a wet snow anywhere south and east of Concord, but a little bit light and fluffier in nature once we get below about 28 degrees. And that's happening in the Monadnock region up through Concord, points north and east. So not a wet, pasty snow for everyone, but we will certainly see heavy snow tallies all over southern parts of the state by the time all is said and done. Northern edge of the snow not yet reaching the ground in the northern part of the Lakes region region's southern White Mountains, but we'll start to see it falling and sticking to the ground in the next couple of hours. More precipitation down to our south, and this is where the heaviest batch or first batch of snow is going to come from during the late evening and first part of the overnight, as intense snowfall rates marked by these bands of yellow work right over all of southern New Hampshire between about 9 or 10 this evening until about 3 a.m. Some snowfall rates could exceed 2 inches per hour for a few hours. Upper level energy still well back to the west, so that's why this storm is going to stick around for quite some time. You also notice the farther south you are, that's where the higher snow tallies will be and the higher snowfall rates. And it's marked by these deeper shades of blue from the late evening through about, again, 3 or 4 a.m. Some of them trying to lift to the north, but by 4, 5, 6 a.m. tomorrow, they begin to break apart a little bit, so the snowfall rates come down. But with the storm sticking around, snow at varying intensities will fire up again from midday tomorrow right through tomorrow afternoon, all of tomorrow night, and right into Tuesday morning. And notice how it's mostly a central and southern New Hampshire event with just a little bit of snow, if any, in far northern reaches of New Hampshire. Snowfall tallies by early tomorrow morning, anywhere from about 4 to 8 inches. Concord Point south, even a bit more in the Monadnock region. Total for the storm, 10 to 18. Those areas in white indicate a potential for 18 plus in places like Peterborough and Jaffrey and surrounding towns. So, of course, severe weather impact for tomorrow. Slightly lower impact by later Tuesday morning into the afternoon, and then much quieter weather for the middle of the week into next weekend. Of course, another weather check coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Mike, thanks so much. Well, about 100 years ago, a young man from Keene decided to leave Harvard and then pursue his dream as an artist. Well, it worked out. He would eventually become a world-famous muralist.
In fact, you've probably seen his murals before. Some famously adorn the walls of the Senate chambers in Concord.
Of all the work done in the New Hampshire Senate chambers, this could be the most tedious.
They're basically just a water clean.
Armed with massive cotton swabs, Martha Cox is here on a mission.
When you look at it really closely, you can see the texture of the paint and you can see all the grime that's really embedded in there.
The 76-year-old murals and the portraits lining the hallways are coded in an old political standard here.
They smoked like chimneys. So all of those were incredibly dirty with the cigarette residue, which is like a sticky yellow brown stuff.
With the State House celebrating its 200th birthday, parts of the building